Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of another Bug Hunt. I am Ethan. I'm going to be your warden through this game of Mothership, a sci-fi horror TTRPG system, which I assume you know if you've made it to session 4. I am once again joined by 6 incredibly talented individuals who have set aside time of their busy week to play this game with me, and I couldn't be more grateful. In the first session, I think we started at the very top on the OBS, and then the last time, so I'm going to start in the middle. Jolly, could you let us know who you are currently playing, and whether or not you have any wounds at the moment?
So, how goes it, folks? My name is Jolly Yellow Nerd, and tonight I will be playing the scientist, Anthony Wilson. I currently do not have any wounds, but I somehow got 1 stress point in like 30 minutes of gameplay.
Now, Jolly, that's not who you were playing at the beginning of last session, though, is it?
It is not who I was playing at the beginning of last session. In last session, we had to pay final respects to the dearly departed David Freeman.
Well, glad to have you here, Dr. Wilson. Sammy.
Yeah, hi, I'm Sam. I'm playing Dr. Dan Carpenter, with a dog in the background, apparently.
Me too.
The unhinged manic scientist who's at this point absolutely giving 0 fucks.
Just
because
generally
this
speaking.
whole thing is at like a 12 stress right now.
That's also my fault.
You totally did some psychic. If psychic damage existed in this game, that might count, even if it wasn't intended that way. Gabby.
Hey, I'm Gabby. I am still somehow playing the android Reese. Don't know how no one's killed them yet. And we currently have 1 wound.
Jack.
I am Jack. I'm playing the other android Charles, and I currently have 1 wound and 4 stress points. Getting a little worried.
Taking you down slowly, motherfuckers. Corey.
My name is Sergeant Holloway. I am doing absolutely poorly. My stress is not bad. I have lost a whole health bar and a half. Actually, it's more than half. It's way more than half. I have had an injury, healed from said injury, and gotten another injury. So I currently have a concussion. I am concussed.
I forgot that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a few lingering injuries here. And last but not least, Sean.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sean. I play William Wiz Wessler, a very neurotic engineer teamster that is currently sitting at 1 wound, 11 stress points. So I am not okay. Oh yeah, no, he's been drastically up there. Freeman, my boss, my buddy engineer, died, so I now have his headlamp. And for whatever reason, people think it's a great idea to give the neurotic tweaker C4 and detonators. So 11 stress points. Let's see how this goes.
I'm nothing if not an enabler.
I'm
all right.
sure it'll go fine.
Everything's gonna be okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I've got a light. I'm okay. I'm okay.
It'll be
It seems
fine. So,
Let's light this candle.
reintroduced to our characters. Just a few.
Did we get everybody?
I think that's everyone. Got everyone? I think so.
You're Warden. You didn't introduce
Oh,
yourself.
I started. Ethan, Warden, me. Hi.
Okay.
I play all the other people. But a few general announcements before we jump in. 1, this is a horror-themed game. It can and likely will involve tense and creepy or grotesque moments, descriptions, a series of warnings can be seen at the top of the screen for specific content warnings. Just be aware of that. You can listen to past episodes. I'm almost done with episode 2 on our podcast. Go buff yourself if you want to check that out. And yeah, I think I'm done with the announcements. I want to play this game. Let's go ahead and run that intro so we can just jump back into it. pouring rain on a metal floor outside near a large dam. It is pitch black, aside from the occasional cracks of lightning overhead. Jungle surrounds this entire terraforming colony. And on one side of the dam, there is a rushing, overflowing river. And on the other, stiller water, but still threatening to overflow as the rain keeps coming. There is a 70-foot across hole in the ground that leads down to the facility's reactor. This chimney is slick with rain and has occasional large fleshy growths implanted on the inner walls. And we see 9 individuals rappelling down this 60-meter deep and dark chimney. The very last thing that happened when we left off was Dr. Carpenter had jumped into the chimney with the rappelling gear on, but with absolute abandon. And as the doctor hit the end of the rope, slamming a shoulder into the wall, the individuals climbing down this chimney all exchanged glances, the flashlights from their headlamps flicking all around. And several of them landed on one of those fleshy masses as a armored and arachnid leg starts to push out of this pustule. And then another. We see, as this is happening, as we look down the chimney from an overhead view, that here on the top half of this nuclear chimney, those cocoons, chrysalises, whatever they are infrequent but present. But as we look further down, they become legion. And as this thing slowly begins to emerge from this cocoon, I need everyone to make me panic checks. So, just a reminder how panic checks work. It is a D20 versus your current stress level. You need to roll above your stress level to succeed. Is that a nat 20, Corey? Hell yeah, no panic for Sergeant Holloway. Hell no. But here's what I need. Those of you who fail, would you please raise your hands? You know, 02, okay. Dr. Carpenter, which seems fitting, and I really can't wait to hear how you describe whatever happens, and Wiz. What?
You said above or below?
You need to roll above. This is the one time in Mothership rolling high is good.
Yeah.
On D100s, rolling low is almost always good. But what number did you get, Wiz, and what number did you get, Dr. Carpenter?
I got a 5.
5? Okay.
Wiz tried to reroll, failed, got an 8.
Oh. All of this seems to make sense. I'm going to tell you both what the mechanical effect that you get is, and then the camera will pull in on you just to see what we see in that moment. Dr. Carpenter, you actually get the exact same condition that Wiz already had. which is coward.
Coward.
In order to engage in violence, you have to make a fear save, or you will run instead. Pretty easy one to manage. Wiz, your condition that you now have is called a loss of confidence. Choose one
I
of
didn't
your
have any anyways.
choose one of your skills and get rid of it.
Ooh, like the whole skill gone?
Yep. Not the whole tree, but like if you had a computer skill and you chose that one, you no longer get the bonuses of that one.
Goodbye, 0G.
Seems fitting. Or at least seems strategically relevant, rather.
Well, for the fact that we're
Yeah.
zipping down.
you're in on a planet where there's more than 0G. So then, as this all happens in a matter of seconds, because we're going to have to slow time down here to see exactly what you all do. And like I mentioned, there were 9 individuals. There are the 6 of you, but there is also Sergeant Valdez, and the 2 Marines who came along with, who were Pedro and Novikov. Yeah, let's start with you, Dr. Carpenter. What do we see?
Well, real quick question.
Oh,
do
yeah.
do I have to do a body save because I slammed into that
No,
wall?
it wasn't that hard.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. Realizing how much more of these things are below and just seeing one activate, panicking, Dr. Carpenter flips out. Oh, fuck no! Fuck this! I'm out! And I start climbing, like clambering up the ropes, just trying my best.
I fucking love that so much. Okay, Dr. Carpenter and a few of you likely see it as he starts trying to climb back up this thing. And as the camera then slides over to Wiz, how do we see your panic manifest? Also, quick reminder to the 2 of you, that is a failed roll. That is a stress point.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
No. But how many stress points can you have
20.
before the mental break?
No, just you stop at 20. You cannot accumulate any more than that. The downside is it means you guaranteed fail your panic checks.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Guaranteed. Chase for that 20. 13 right now.
We're almost there. See who maxes out first. But Wiz, what do we see from you?
Wiz is going to be rappelling down, thinking I've got this. Everything's under control. Everything's fine. Yeah. And he's just going to... The headlamp he's not used to having from Freeman is just going to, like, fall in front of his face. He's going to fuck. And he's just going to face first, tilt over, and slam into the wall, hitting his head. And then just... be kind of like dangling there for a second. Be like, I hate this planet. I want to go back to the ship.
So like I said, we as viewers are watching this for a second in not quite slow motion, but time is stretched. But Wiz, when you slam your head into the wall, the headlamp banging on the metal, you hear all of you from all around more of that. And Sergeant Valdez, the rain pouring down so hard down this chimney, you can barely see her, even though she is just 40 feet away. Just shouts, "The spillway! Fucking go!" And the 2 Marines who are with her, and she just start to drop about 15 meters, so not a ton, because they're only going halfway down. But you watch as the 3 of them in unison just let loose and scale down. 4, as Sergeant Holloway does the exact same. Anyone who is attempting to keep up with their pace, please make me a speed roll. If you have an injury that impacts physical tasks and gives you disadvantage, this would be one of those times. Dr. Carpenter, I'm not going to actually make you roll this one because of how far you rappelled down. You don't have to catch up. They're all kind of catching up to you. So, all right. Holloway?
Oh, I went with them. Remember?
No, I just saw
with
your
them.
hand.
Oh, I'm going to do something with Dr. Carpenter at the hole of the spillway when we get
Okay,
there.
very cool, very cool, very cool. So, what did everyone get? Success or fail?
Okay. And to be clear, we have to roll less than our speed, right?
Correct. Shout them out so the people on podcast can know who succeeded and failed. They want to hear your beautiful voices.
That's a hard fail for Reese.
Okay.
Yeah, Charles has failed as well.
Okay.
That is a fail for Wiz.
Everyone else, the other two succeeded? Dr. Wilson? Cool, cool. And like I said, Carpenter, you don't have to. Now the
Can I
three...
hack the rope?
Can I use hacking? Which is, that is a good point. If you have any skill that is relevant to this, you can add that. If you have like military training, that would certainly add in here. But those of you who failed, this is just something you have not been trained to do. Rapidly descending a sheer, essentially metal wall in pouring rain while unfamiliar alien life is hatching right next to you. Not what you were trained for. Not your expertise. And so it takes you all a second to actually begin to rappel at that speed. And by that time, the eggs, let's say, for ease of nomenclature, the eggs nearest you have started to have small bits of leg and these creatures just pushing out of them. So you all do catch up, but those of you who fail are going to take a stress point here, as the Marines, all four of them, very quickly descend with Dr. Wilson actually right behind, and they start to who is it who does that? Yeah. Novikov is, again, being rather trigger happy and just loving this entire experience. As soon as they drop and have enough rope, he's the one who begins to like swing back and forth and then swings over to the little bit of outcropping and doorway that leads to the spillways. And he detaches himself and begins to reach an arm out for the next Marine, just pulling people over one by one. Those of you who succeeded, you're able to do that and just essentially get in line, no problem. Those of you who failed have more difficulty, but do get there after a number of, come the fuck on, hurry up! Dr. Carpenter, what are you doing though? Because you, actually, because you dropped, you're about 5 feet below the doorway that they're all heading to. So you do have to climb back up a little bit.
I'm scrambling, I'm still climbing, but just waving my hand. Go back, go back, go back, go back now.
And Holloway, you said there was something you were wanting to do.
We rappel down. So we're backing up. It's like we rappel down.
Mm-hmm.
I see Valdez swing over. While swinging over, grab Carpenter's rope while I'm going over. He's 5 feet below us.
Mm-hmm.
I get to the edge. Valdez grabs me. So I'm having to swing a lot harder, but I'm sure I weigh more than Carpenter. I get over to the ledge and I look at Valdez and I'm like, quiet. Any more noise, we're just gonna hatch more. And I start pulling up Carpenter as best as like my physical body will allow. And I have a pretty high strength.
You do.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right now, those things that were hatching, they aren't actively chasing you right now. They are still in the process of hatching, so you have the time and you have the capacity. So I'm not going to make you make a roll there, though there is a moment where Novikov looks kind of over your shoulder as you're belly down on this walkway, pulling Dr. Carpenter up, and he just looks over and gives a and heads into the spillway. All right.
And I'm pulling him up, and do I get him onto the ledge?
Yes.
I slam him into the wall. Like I just like one of those where it's not gonna do physical damage, but it's probably gonna knock a little bit of its breath out. Like it just like up in the spill in.
Keep it together, Doc. I know this fucking sucks, but the more you yell, the more of them wake up. The more wake up, the more fucked we are. So shut up. Huh?
Huh? And I like let go of him cautiously. And then I go back to the hole. I've also turned my headlamp off.
Okay.
Like, so I'm at the hole guiding people in. I see their headlamps on, but my headlamp is off. And so as soon as they're in the hole, I make them face the back so that their light isn't coming out of the hole.
So, as you are there giving this pep talk to Dr. Carpenter, you feel as Novikov pushes past you, and he pushes past you, shoulder checks you, not roughly, just a little to get past you, raises his gun, and starts to fire off shots. That's right, come on, motherfucker. Come the fuck on! That's right! And it's just firing at these eggs.
And I grab him and punch him in the face.
Okay. I want you to make me a fighting roll here.
Okay.
And so this is going to be your combat versus, and you can definitely use military training, or if you have hand-to-hand combat, either
Military
of those.
training.
All right.
Oh, baby.
What'd you get? Success or fail?
It's a success.
Okay. You just clock him, and he...
He's not, like, I clock him, and I'm now on him, and I'm like, has everybody lost their fucking mind? Have you fought any... Boy, have you?
As you are saying this, it is cold here. It's windy, you're wet, and stressed, you've been shivering from the adrenaline. But the back of your neck gets warm, and Novikov's eyes go wide as you are on top of him and he is looking up. And he is just reaching over on the walkway, starting to, like, pull slowly with his fingers at the gun that had been loosed from his grip when you punched him.
And I'm gonna say, fuck. And I'm going to roll over, point the pulse rifle straight up, and fire at the first, like, I'm not even going to try to consciously understand what I'm looking at. It is just going to fire at anything that looks like flesh.
Absolutely. Really quick, make me a combat roll. And military training again counts here.
Ooh, that was a little less of a success, but still a success. That was a 50 on a 61.
Whew, that's still a success, though. Like you said, still a success. Okay. Yeah, roll damage.
So that's 3d10. Correct. Yeah, wait, where's my thingy? Yeah, it's 3d10.
Yep.
I might actually be able to do something if I'm supremely lucky. Supremely lucky.
Believe in the heart of the cards.
I will say, really quick, as you're rolling, what we see, the thing as Holloway, as you roll over and just shoot. Like I said, there is a small walkway jutting out from the chimney interior walls, and there is a metal door that leads into it. Perched right over the door now, we see something that is very similar to the other creatures that we've seen, but looks smaller, and the armor plating that you've seen on a lot of the bigger ones is still shiny and glossy and seems to not have fully formed yet. This is a newborn. So, What did you get on damage?
That's a 20.
You break its armor! You haven't dealt...
Hey!
because it has none. You actually deal a wound. And so I need you to roll me a d10 really quick to see what type of wound you do on this. This is a
That's
gunshot.
a 4.
And so as you roll over with the pulse driver, you deal exactly a wound, and it blows apart a section of the midsection of this thing, and this blackish green blood just starts to pour, as it has pretty much the same effect that you had not that long ago. It has bleeding +2. So it will continue to take 2 damage every round from that. But in this moment of hearing this gunshot from outside, everyone else had already gone in, except for Dr. Carpenter, who was still out there also. What do the rest of you do? What do you all do in this exact moment?
Thought I brought in Dr. Carpenter.
Well, you were still in there, like you were out on the walkway. So he was like right in the doorway. He's not far.
Okay. Okay.
Because Novikov walked past you both as you were doing this.
Got you heard.
So is anyone doing anything in this moment? As you're just like right in the doorway.
Reese is going to, as they were walking through the doorway, like trying to get away and into where they were being told to, just immediately pull out the SMG, turn around, and just point it straight out, not firing, but trying to figure out what the hell and why we're shooting.
Got it. Valdez has hers aimed that way, and it's just trying, get the fuck inside and shut the door! And it is going to take an attack at you, Holloway. It is not nearly as good at this as its full-grown counterparts. It has a 35 combat score, and I got a 32. So it's actually going to hit. Barely. Didn't have a huge chance. 7, 6, 13 damage to you.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother health bar down.
That is another wound. I'm going to go ahead.
That means death. I have 2 wounds now.
You're a Marine. You have 3.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I was keeping track of that.
What are there?
No, you're a Marine. You have 3. That is your starting bonus of being a Marine.
I was 13.
13. So this is going to be bleeding damage. I rolled relatively low, but it is the exact same thing you got from the previous one. As you get slashed by this one on the neck, and you're losing a lot of blood. You have bleeding +2, just like it does.
Nice. And we're both in the same spot.
All right. With that having been done, Valdez runs out and starts to just lay down fire as Novikov grabs his gun and just crawls through, like, past you and through the door. Get in! Get the fuck in now! Do you go in, Holloway, or do you stay out?
Oh yeah, no, he is disengaged. He is crawling, scrambling. He is tuck and roll, whatever he's got to do. He is through that door.
Got it. Okay. The door shuts as all of the flashlights from you all are just pointed at this door. All of you slowly walking away from it. And there is a heavy impact on the outside of the door, partially denting through it. And after the second one, with you all still just standing there looking and waiting, 10 seconds pass. And there's no further sound.
Med pack. I'm using it.
Okay.
I have 2.
You start to bandage yourself up. Let me check something really quick.
What do stim packs do again?
Stim packs are slightly different. Stim packs will... Hold on. Ah! They cure cryosickness. They restore 1d10 health. They don't stop bleeding. That's what you need the health pack for. It can heal you, though, which the health pack can't. So they have different...
Stim pack
or
and
health-
med pack.
Yeah, med kit.
Yeah.
So could you make me, if you are the one like bandaging yourself, could you make me a smarts roll? And again, I'll say military training can be added into this. So intellect
Gotcha.
plus military training.
Gotcha, heard. That is a failure.
Failure? So
Yeah.
you are able to reduce the bleeding by 1, but you do take a stress.
Okay.
Let me change one thing really quick here on the sounds.
And do I get the stim too? You said 1d10?
Oh, yeah. You want to use that? Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes, I do.
One sec. Get everything I need here. There we go. As you take in your surroundings and are focused on more than just the door, those of you who are looking around, you find yourselves in, as it was called, a spillway. It's a large flood tunnel that at the moment is filled with roaring water. There are narrow walkways flanking each side, and your door that you entered in deposits you onto one of those. The water is rushing incredibly quickly, and the only light in here at the moment is from your headlamps. Also, we have one other issue. In addition to bleeding at the moment, Holloway, your hazard suit has been slashed open. And so as
Oh,
you're...
wait.
Hmm?
You rolled a 32, right? Does my armor points count into that?
No, armor is a damage threshold, not a to-hit
Gotcha.
threshold. Yeah.
Oh, well then I get some of my health back then, don't
Correct, yes.
I do.
So if you wouldn't have taken a wound, that's a huge different change, because you had...
Oh, I would have. If you took 13 damage, I only had 5 health left.
Okay, so yeah, unless you had 8 or more armor.
Yeah, so I definitely, yeah.
Okay.
But I have a full health bar now. So
That
I
is
have,
good.
Like, I have 19.
Now, what we do need, though, here, let me find this really quick, is to deal with the radiation.
So I didn't want to
Yeah.
cut you off while you two were trying to figure that out.
No,
I
hit me.
was going to bring up Patch Kit because he got stabbed when he was trying to
Mhm.
wrap himself up.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to ask if I can use the Patch Kit, but you guys were
Well,
resolving
no, absolutely. You want to go ahead
I
and
would
use
have
it?
tried to do that. I would have tried to use that right away.
Sure,
Yeah.
100%. Absolutely.
How many uses are in the Patch Kit?
Does it say?
Let me. Oh! I just had it. Pause. Patch Kit. Times 3 repairs, punctured and tore vac
Times
suits,
3.
restoring their readiness. Patch Kit, vac suits have. Okay.
So you
Times
get
3. So.
3 uses of it.
Okay. Patch Kit.
And so all that will do, because you handle it really quickly, you only take in a little bit of radiation during that time, Holloway. But it is still level 2 radiation. So all of your stats and saves are reduced by 1.
Gotcha.
And that is permanent.
Gotcha.
So, as you were trying to, you patch yourself up, the Wiz is gonna come over and just be like, I've got the Patch Kit from Freeman, and here you go. And he's like holding the nail gun like a willy nilly because he's trying to fucking be helpful and just failing in all aspects. So you got that 2 radiation for the fact that I'm like actively trying to do both things at the same time and kind of fumbling around.
And he, like, Holloway looks in and he's like, Thanks, Twinkie. And like hugs you. Like actually like full embrace hugs you.
Oh, it's that. Yeah. Here, and I try to hand you a cigarette and just push it against your visor, your suit visor, thinking that's what you're trying to do. Like, here.
Thanks, Twinkie.
Dr. Carpenter.
Thanks.
So this is just out of game real quick. I remembered in my loadout that I have 5 radiation pills.
Fuck
what
yeah.
do those do?
I was just looking at those. So
They
those
turn you into the Hulk.
are an item in here. One sec. Radiation pills. You take 1d5 damage, but reduce your radiation level by 1 temporarily. So that brings up a quick question for me. Let me check something as to like keeping radiation. Because it doesn't say you keep it. It says reduce by 1 every round. Is it forever? That's my question. Doesn't specifically say. Give me 1 second to double check this. Rules question. I'm going to say that because that was patched quickly enough, it is not a continuous thing. So you don't need the radiation pills yet. But if someone were to be exposed longer, that reduction of 1 every round might last even after their armor is repaired, so they would need to take those pills to stop dying for a little bit, basically. So good to hold on to.
You said it causes damage too.
Yeah, because the pills are bad for you, but but it stops the radiation, so it's a bit of a trade-off. But we're not there yet. But that is a very good thing to have in your back pocket, because reducing it by 1 level for 2d10 minutes can be huge, especially when you have 5 of them. So, with the hazard suit temporarily repaired, what I will say is it is in terms of armor, it is no longer. Oh, actually, the patch suit. Yeah, I'll say it. Did it make you roll for it?
No, patch restoring their space readiness, or in our case,
patched vac suits have an AP of 1.
Patched vac suits have an AP of 1.
That's what I was going to say. And we're going to let this apply, even though it says vac suits, I'm going to let this apply to a hazard suit as well, because it's fun. So, you all are now in this spillway. And other than the sound of rushing water and footsteps on these metal grates, there's nothing else in here that you hear. And you all start heading down this narrow walkway towards a door at the very end that you can see as flashlights are shown on it. Yeah, Dr. Wilson.
So once we get to, we're inside the door, Holloway, he's been tended to, and we're starting to walk on our way. I'm going to pull out my bioscanner.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and have that on and active. And to want to understand with the bioscanner, long range allows the user to scan for signs of life. I can tell location of life, but I can't tell what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So
very cool.
So would I be okay with just kind of keeping that going? I'm watching the display screen to see if anything ticks besides the 9 of us.
Absolutely.
I think there's 9 of us all together. Okay, it was 9, 6 of us and 3 other Marines. Yep. So pretty much anything outside that 9, it's a hostile to me.
Got it.
So I'm just gonna, as we're walking along, I'm paying attention to it and see if there's any activity response.
And just so you know, long range is 60, 100 feet. It's not miles, but it will definitely give you a heads up as you flip on the motion tracker. Or bioscanner, excuse me. Right now, other than the 9 of you, as you've pushed in here a little bit and made some distance away from the door, It's not picking up anything else right now. And as you are focused on this, looking at the scanner, Novikov, what the fuck is that? And his flashlight snaps over to the quickly flowing water. And you all see as his flashlight stops on a body stuck in one of the grates. And according to the remaining clothing, seems to have been a Marine at some point. And yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to very cautiously approach the body, looking at skin for tiny little paper cuts.
So, the body is actually stuck in a grate on the opposite side of the water. So if you want to get to it, you'll have to traverse the water. And as you're looking at it, Novikov, who flashed his light over there, fucking Glockner. And he shouts down a little bit louder to Valdez, who is in front. Is Glockner? Yeah, I heard you the first time. Let's keep moving.
She's cold.
Aye.
Those of you who do look at the body, though, you notice one additional thing. The body itself, mangled. Disfigured in ways that doesn't seem to have just been from drowning. You also notice that still strapped around his corpse, though being pulled by the water, and that's what carries your attention. He is, and you can specifically recognize the make and model, Holloway. He's carrying an LAT-90 rocket launcher.
Oh, baby. What's the distance to jump?
Jump? It's about 15 feet across.
Ooh.
How fast can I, I'm going to use wilderness survival to gauge how fast the water is moving and if it could be traversed without losing footing.
Sure. Make me a intellect plus wilderness survival roll. Anyone else doing anything at this moment? What's up?
Nope. Go ahead, Jolly.
I was just going to, again, checking the scanner. It looked like a corpse. Novacek, he identified it, but does it trigger on the bioscanner?
It does not.
Okay.
I'm happy to say.
Are there any quick? Wiz would be looking for like a catwalk, a bridge, anything leading over there other than open water.
From
a reactor.
From right here, it looks like there might be one just at the very end, at the opposite end, that it just forms a small U. But what did you get, Holloway, on your intellect and wilderness?
I barely passed.
Barely pass it?
That was a 38 for a 39.
Damn. Yeah. The highest you could have rolled. So what I'll say then is, looking at this, you don't feel confident swimming that. It's going fast.
Yeah. But you said there was a U?
Seems like.
I'm going to very quietly, like the heel toe walk, but quickly go for the U. So it's one of those walks where I'm moving fast, but I'm band march heel toeing as much as possible to where I make no sound.
Got it. And what about the rest of you?
I'm actually going to watch him.
Okay.
Wiz is just going to be pointing the headlamp that he has at the water and just pointing the nail gun just kind of spastically at any little splash. Just,
yeah, there's a lot too. So you are.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's the 13 stress. He's cooking.
What about our androids? What are the two of you up to?
Reese is starting to get a little stressed out, so they are still the SMG up, and they are just constantly scanning the area looking for any signs of anything moving that's not one of them.
Got it.
Yeah, and Charles is just asking Holloway, hey, do you need a hand? You need some help? Anything?
And he's gonna. Have I passed Charles at this point?
Yes.
I'm going to actually hand him my pulse rifle, and I'm going to give it to him. And I was like, just in case I die.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't shoot me in the back. And I'm going to continue my little march into the U.
And Charles is just, it's not malevolent. He just kind of starts doing this, like just looking at it, like as Holloway's walking away. He's like, oh, jeez.
This is
Can't
the
do that.
start of Charles's villain story. Wait, I keep this if he dies? Well, seems like an obvious solution then.
Charles is the villain all along.
So Holloway,
That's how-
you heel toe it, and there is in fact a little U, and you see the door at the end that you were all heading to. It's this red, rusted metal door. But as you you pull a Yui and start heading back to where you saw the Marine, there is a gap in this walkway where the metal seems to have broken or been shredded apart. It's not as big as the gap across, but it's about 7 feet. So you would need to either jump it or come up with... You're not just going to be able to step it, in other words.
I'm going to jump.
All right. Then what I need from you is going to be a... I'm going to say strength.
Can I add athletics to it?
Absolutely you can. That is 100% what that skill is designed for.
Yeah. Strength and athletics?
Yep.
What is the 00 again?
0.
I rolled a 2, man.
Okay.
Dude, you guys are
Graceful
being
as a gazelle. Just
Yeah.
Damn.
It's even with a 2, can I say I land quietly?
100%, yeah.
The softest. Like I absorbed all of it in my legs. My form is perfect. Like
Your wounds burst open.
Yeah. I mean, because has anything been done about your bleeding of 1? Because you healed 1 of it. You're still bleeding 1 though.
I could use another med pack. I didn't know if I could double up.
Oh, of course you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna use both my med packs then.
Okay.
I'm gonna retroactively say I did
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's fair. We'll allow.
I would have done that
So
at that
to be
point.
clear, the reason it only reduced 1 isn't because medkits only reduce it by 1. It's because you failed on the intellect check, so you weren't able to reduce
Okay.
it all. And do remember to take a stress point for that failed check. But
Oh, I did.
You can mark
I'm at
that
7.
off, and retroactively go ahead and make me another intellect and military training check.
Ethan, while he does
Yes.
That is still another
Sorry.
failure.
Okay. All right, we'll get to that in a sec.
sorry.
No, you're
Warden,
good.
As he does that, how would we gain health and get rid of wounds if...
So, let's start with the wounds. Wound recovery in Mothership requires intensive medical recovery, as in med pods that you spend days inside.
Okay, gotcha. Something we
Health
can't do here. Got it.
points can be recovered through things like stim packs, long rests, and long rests not the same as D&D, as in long rests, and where you make a rest save during that time to see how much you recover. So you need a break, or stim packs, or anything else that says it can heal health.
Gotcha. Sorry. So nothing that we can really do with the type of thing we're running right now. Sorry.
I mean,
about
if you have stim packs, you can use those. Definitely. So here's what I'm going to say for you, Holloway. because it's retroactive and because of the way things have gone down, it will cost you your second med kit. You will take a stress for failing it again, but you will have stopped all the bleeding.
Yeah.
Cool. So, as you silently land across the gap here, you make your way towards the Marine who was called Gluckner, and you reach in, like, unloop the rocket launcher from him and pull it up. It's dripping wet. You can see that it is a single use. It has one rocket. And as you check inside, because it's not quite as risky as looking in the barrel of a gun, it's a little harder to accidentally set off. But as you check to see that the rocket is intact and in there, you can see that scrawled on it are the words, "Some pig."
Got it. I'm going to check his body for additional ammunition and supplies.
Got it. A lot of it's been mangled, washed away. The one thing you're able to recover, in addition to the rocket launcher, is dog tags.
Got it. I pull him.
Yep.
And then I make my way back the way I came. And I'm assuming this rocket launcher, because he would have had to have it, probably has a strap of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to make the jump again.
Okay, roll it again. Double your rolls, double your fun.
Oh yeah, I passed that, but not as coolly as the last time.
Yay! No, you, so this, what did you get? How close to your number were you?
So that's a 31 and a 46.
Okay, so you jump over and there's just a second where, I think, honestly, rocket launchers aren't that light. Especially when the missile's there. And so since you have it strapped around and on your back, as you jump over, you're a little misweighted. And so you do that whole, like, swaying back and forth thing for a second. And there was a second there, especially with your stress, that you were convinced you're going in.
Yep.
But you managed to lean forward enough to counterbalance yourself and recover. And the rest of you have watched this happen. Is there
I'm going to go.
Yep.
I'm going to head to the rusty door and wait for everybody to come to me.
Okay. Everyone else is already there. Because it didn't take them nearly as long. And now you see Holloway with a big rocket launcher.
Take my pulse rifle back.
I'm gonna try and fight it. I'm gonna be like, wait, no, you got one. You just grabbed a new one.
And
I
like,
just watched you.
Gave this to me.
I'm gonna like take the rocket launcher and offer it to him.
I'm like, oh, that, yeah, cool.
This is the most Charles has cared about anything in 4 sessions. You gave
And then I'm
the
gonna
android a
take
gun.
my pulse rifle back.
I haven't felt this safe the whole time.
So just so you know, Charles, because you're the one who has it, you do have one shot. But it has a range of extreme, which means like 300 feet. And it deals 2d10 times 10 damage if it hits.
Times 10?
Yes. So it can do anywhere from 20 to 200 damage.
I'm gonna look at Holloway. I'm gonna be like, have you ever watched golf?
Yeah.
Think of me as the guy that carries the bag. When you need this, it's yours.
And I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and be like, if I need it, fire it. Like,
Charles the caddy. So
Best caddy that ever did.
the
Caddyshack rocket launcher edition.
Valdez opens the rusted door, and you all enter into a stairwell. It's an industrial maintenance style stairwell. This wasn't built for appearances or comfort. It is dark and close. And as you look up and down, you can see that it goes up easily about, another 30 meters, pretty much as far as you all rappelled down. And as you look down the stairway, again, there are no lights in here other than those that are mounted on weapons or on your heads. As you look down, the stairs lead down for about only another 10 feet before they disappear into dark, rising water. Fuck. Place is already flooded. Oh, come on, we can swim that. At this point, if we go now, that's what, 20 feet? Easy.
Except it's radiation water.
You still got your suit, right? Got it all patched up by the little... Well, him.
I call him Twinkie.
Twinkie, yeah? That fits.
He's just pointing out at the wall with the fucking nail gun.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He's been that way since we got here, so... and I'm gonna look at the commanding officer and I'm like, what's the call?
You all are the ones who were sent by the company. It's your call. As far as I can tell, we have 2 options for getting to the reactor now. And they're the same 2 options that they were. We keep going down, or we go back into the chimney and keep going down that way.
Do our suits, because it's enclosed, which means there's air, do we have a limited amount of oxygen?
You have...
Or is it a...
So, yes, you do. So, assuming nothing would go horribly wrong in your swimming that might tear your suit, should be fine. Right?
Yeah, no, everything's fine. You wouldn't ever absolutely drag one of us away to our watery death.
I wouldn't.
It's not a problem at all.
I would never.
I totally trust you.
Good. It's healthy.
All right.
That was a lie, by the way.
Oh! Was it? Let me change my response.
So considering a possible, like, water maneuvering and everything like that, I try to get up to Valdez, I believe, and ask her, like, has there been any... Have you observed how they maneuver in water? Have you seen them in water in action, water combat, or anything yet?
She gives you a look like you just gave her a new thing to be afraid of. No. Fucking hope they can't fucking swim.
All right. I again am going to take my pulse rifle and give it to Charles.
He's the caddy.
and I'm gonna what's the crazy Russian?
Well, at least with a Russian last name, Novikov.
Novikov. All right, me and you.
The Ruski was a different one, as you all labeled them.
Yeah. All right, you. Me and you, we're going to go down. If one of us doesn't return back up, go down the chimney. And I'm going to dive into the water.
Fuck yeah. Okay. You all watch Holloway dive down. What about the rest of you? As Novikov in his suit just gives a quick little sarcastic, like just walks all the way down and gives a half-hearted salute as he just kind of walks down into the water until he has to give a and go under. He doesn't have to inhale, but, you know, habit.
Bioscanner's out, and I'm watching them.
Ooh, bioscanners. You check your
So I should
bioscanner. You watch the two of them
too.
starting to move away from you. You watch the group of 6, or I'm sorry, group of 7, including yourself, where it is. And at the very edge of your scanner's range, very edge, you see 2 life forms.
I hate it.
And I start like trying to share that with like I guess Valdez, because he's kind of like the lead Marine there. Like show like, you know, if I've got signs of life, it's most likely 2 more of those creatures.
Could be Siege Squad. And she points to the bioscanner. And the way she actually, or she kind of grabs it, and the way she handles it and zooms in and like adjusts a couple things, you have a feeling that she has experience with tech. And she looks at it and she says, that looks like it's in the reactor room. So the good news is, whatever it is, it's not in the water. Bad news is, we don't know what it is.
All right. I kind of, and I'm assuming we were that interaction was kind of loud enough that the other
you're in a
5.
tight, echoey stairwell. Absolutely, you couldn't whisper a hidden conversation here with how close you all are and how echoey it is. But as this is happening, we see Valdez and Wilson looking over the bioscanner. We cut to Novikov and Holloway. It was dark before. It's really dark now, as your flashlights struggle through the water. But it is still just the bottom part of this stairway. So you can swim, or you can kind of like pull yourself down on the railing just step by step, essentially. And eventually, since you dove in first, you get to the bottom. Only after about 20 seconds, honestly. You see that there's a hatch. It's closed at the moment.
I signal to gosh, what is this? Novikov?
Mm-hmm.
Novikov? Man, I'm so bad with names. Novikov. I signal to Novikov to the hatch, and I grab one side of, I'm assuming it's a wheel that's going to open this hatch.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those turning things.
Yeah, let's do that.
And I'm going to signal for him to grab the other side, and we're going to start turning this thing open.
Okay. The 2 of you grab it. Could you make me... I'll give you... Make an athletics check. So strength plus athletics.
Okay.
While that's happening, and I'll give you advantage because you have help, so roll it twice, take the lower result.
Gotcha, because the first one is definitely a fail.
While that's happening, the rest of you are still in the stairwell. They've been gone close to a minute now.
How long is he supposed to be down there? I know we have insulated suits, but it's water. It's outside the ship. You can't breathe water. I don't know about you guys, the synthetics, but I can't breathe water.
Pedro, shut him up. Pedro walks over to you and slaps you across the face.
Oh,
Sorry. Hey.
I'll blow us all up.
Do you say that?
In the stress level that he's at right now,
Cool.
and just getting randomly slapped. Did Pedro say sorry, or?
Oh
was
yeah,
that
he
you
said
saying something?
sorry.
Like as soon as he did it, was he the other meek, like the other guy who's really meek and whatnot?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought, what's her face or someone else, one of the more tougher people did it. Sorry.
I react differently based off of how badass they are.
Gotcha. Sorry.
I mean,
Yeah,
which is fair.
actually,
Which is fair.
Fair.
Your transition between the two really just
No, Novikov
was
is
just like-
underwater. Valdez said, "Shut him up," and Pedro
Gotcha.
walked over and slapped you across the face and said, "Sorry,
Gotcha.
sorry."
And so he slaps me, and I'm just like, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. And he's just gonna start playing with the detonator clicker.
Could you not do that?
Oh, it's not hooked up.
He
Now
just-
it is. Now it's not.
The camera cuts back underwater. Holloway, what did you get?
I'm having some really dramatic rolls tonight.
Fuck yeah. It's what
I
this
failed
system's
by-
all about.
I failed by 1.
Okay, so what that is going to be, because you have help with Novikov, this door is jammed.
Mhm.
And the two of you start to, underwater, try to grind it, and you stop and silently kind of look at each other and get to it and go again. So the consequence of this failure is 1, a stress level, and 2, it's going to take you a couple minutes. Could you roll me a d10 and divide it by 2?
That is 3.
Oh, cool. So it'll only take you about 90 seconds. But in the meantime, as that is happening, we cut back up. Another minute passes.
Charles is like really making a meal of having the pulse rifle, and he's just like, I don't, some seems wrong.
You hear the sound
Anyone?
of something moving overhead.
Okay, something definitely seems wrong.
What the fuck?
Charles is very unwieldy with the pulse rifle.
We'll get to you in a second, Holloway.
No, I know. This is for later. I'm just
Yep,
showing
yep.
you I have
Cool.
something.
Respect.
And then Charles starts reaching for the rocket launcher.
Soon as Charles reaches for the rocket launcher, Reese's hand just shoots out on their arm. No.
Okay. My bad.
We don't all want to die in
But,
here.
but I could definitely get it, I think.
And
Whatever that is.
you're dead. Boom. Rocket launcher, big boom.
As there is
Much
another
dead.
sound from overhead, Valdez directs her flashlight up the stairwell. Doesn't land on anything, just dark concrete in this claustrophobic stairwell. But you can't deny what you all heard.
Can we leave? Please, can we go help? Can not here anywhere but here?
Yeah, I don't like being sitting ducks. This is too much. This is too fucking much.
As you hear the sound again,
in the water.
Valdez.
Fuck.
Yeah, in now.
Let's go.
Least
Straight
that's-
into the water.
And just to be clear, just to remind you all of your agency as players, just because an NPC says something doesn't mean you have to do it. Just a reminder that I'm not in charge of what you do, and neither is Valdez. But Valdez says this, and Pedro and she and those who also agreed with that immediately start getting in, splashing, and descending into the water. Is anyone not going?
I'll be the last going.
Okay.
I'll be the first to go in.
Very noble of you. I'll be the first. And so as you are the last one with your head above water, that sound echoes and seems closer.
Can I, as we're about to go in, that I've got all this C4 explosiveness on me.
Got all these bombs.
I've at this point, I am a fucking weirdly want something dare something to try to fucking take me.
Got it. You still don't see anything.
Yeah.
And so I will say...
In water. Like last
Cool.
one, as soon as I go, that half-second pause of just the check my stuff and just look down at the thing. Okay. In.
Okay. So then we cut back under and we see, Dr. Carpenter, you are the first to see Novikov and Holloway here struggling with this underwater hatch. And then the rest of you will see it shortly after.
Yeah. I swim as hard as I can up to it and assess the situation and join in to help them.
With just a third person helping, no roll necessary. As you grab on and pull and add your strength to it, you feel as whatever had jammed this is either broken or pushed past as shunk, and the door opens, revealing another chamber that is still underwater. Now, as you all push through this now open door, since all of you actively chose to come down here instead of responsively, I'll give you a choice. I think I know which you would prefer, but it's a choice. You can either make a strength/athletics check, so that's combining your strength and athletics if you have it, or you can make me a body save. I think for most of you, the strength will be higher, but I could be wrong. Make me which you are best at or which you think your character would do.
Body athletic.
Well, yeah, you can also, if you have athletics, you could even add it to body save. I'm cool with that.
No, I meant strength athletic.
Okay.
Excuse me. Strength athletic.
So, strength check or body save.
Correct. So, and if you're doing strength, you can add athletics to it if you have it. Go ahead and make me those rolls, everybody. Remember, this is stressful. That's why you fail. This is not how good you are at swimming on your average day. So, this might be a shorter roll call. Who succeeded? Oh, I was wrong. So we have Holloway, success. Wilson, success. Carpenter, success. And Charles, success. So we have a failure from Reese and from Wiz. That is a stress point for the two of you. As
My lowest roll was exactly my strength,
Oh, and
but
it
I had
is-
advantage.
Yep, it is not meet to beat.
Nope.
It is beat it.
Yep.
So the guy wearing C4 armor just failed this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy who is dressed in C4. But the rest of you push through. No problem. And Holloway and Novikov lead the way. And the two of you see that once you're through the door, like, it is just another 20 feet of water straight up. So it's not a hard swim. But as Novikov and Holloway, you breach the surface and start to look around, you see the hoods and helmets of your fellow crew members also coming out. And as all of you are there, you're missing two. As you don't see Reese and Wiz currently.
I'm back down
Cool.
immediately.
Diving back, it's no problem to find them. They just couldn't really push themselves from the bottom in the hazard gear back up. Swimming down, much easier than swimming up in this situation. Especially because you're now in a very different space. But with Holloway's help, the two of you do ascend, but take a stress point. Now.
Wait,
Yeah?
So we took 2 stress points for failing
No, just
and for ascending?
one total.
Okay.
One total.
Okay.
And
You really don't be more stressed out than you need to be. You are.
I just
already-
stressed out over my stress, so you
Yeah.
know it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
as you all then breach the surface and look around this space, it is a predominantly, almost entirely flooded to the top of this room, a huge industrial chamber. And at the center of this industrial complex, which is large, you see a gigantic turbine, still just barely peeking through the surface of the water. And it is there because your eyes and Valdez's, Wilson, were most on the lookout for any signs of life. On top of the turbine, where there are walkways across this huge thing, there are 2 Marines. One is on the ground, kind of huddled next to the other, who is standing on top of it, and as you all are breaching the surface, just points a gun towards you. And Valdez shouts out, "Franco! Weaver! It's us! Where's everyone else?" And Franco, the one holding the gun, just kind of lets it clatter to his side. "Kadir's MIA. It was Hinton, boss." And Valdez and the other Marines start heading to a small ladder on the side of the turbine to climb up to where the other 2 Marines are. Yeah.
Very quickly, out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Who was Hinton again?
Yeah, you've heard that name.
It was the android, wasn't it?
Hinton was the colony's android who was stationed here.
What do you... I'm spitting, I'm shaking off water and it's like, what do you mean it was Hinton?
As you all start to climb up the ladder and out of the water, Franco, "Get out of the water. Now, all of you, come on." And starts reaching over and pulling you all up. And Wilson, as you climb up, while you were underwater, you couldn't really operate the bioscanner. But as you have climbed onto the ladder, I would assume one of the very first things you do is check your bioscanner again. There are more than 11 signatures on that. And counting the 2 Marines and the 9 of you who came down here, there should only be 11. There are about 15.
Okay, so if I attempt to whisper, would it be kind of like the previous chamber where, even if I tried to whisper,
Not
it
in
would go
here,
out
no.
loud?
This is a huge
Okay.
industrial chamber, and the sound of the reactor is pretty friggin' loud in here, honestly. To the point that whispering probably, it's the exact opposite, wouldn't even be heard well by a person pretty near you.
Okay. Could I possibly get the attention of Valdez and other Marine that were going up the ladder?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I will... Okay, and I'll do I'll wave the bioscanner, and then I'll do
And
I'm waving the bioscanner to try and tell her something there's 15, there's too many.
you see as she immediately clocks what you're saying, and she gives a glance to you and then a glance to Franco. And it's actually Weaver who speaks up. She's huddled towards the feet of Franco and is just shuddering and shivering. They're in the water. There's so many. They're everywhere. Franco speaks up. They can swim. Fucking good at it, too. And pulls Valdez over and, stage whispers in her ear so she can actually hear it. Weaver needs help. She's got these cuts all over her. We need to get the fuck out of here.
How long she had it?
Since we came down, a little after we came down here, after we got attacked, after Hinton. And
What did you...
oh, go ahead.
What did Hinton do? I need information as much as you can give me. You with the rocket launcher, you might want to have that shouldered.
As you point out the rocket launcher, Franco looks over to it. Killed Glockner. Sabotage the controls of the reactor. There's no way this thing isn't shutting down. We're fucked.
Where is he now?
He took the doctor, Jensen. And it was before all the water rose. Took him through the tunnels and gestures down below the water.
So there's no way to get this water out of this reactor. Is that what you're telling me, boy?
There's just a long pause in the sound of the reactor. Not unless you got a really fucking big bucket.
Fuck.
Shit, Valdez echoes. Now what?
We came down here to die, Valdez.
Came down here to try. If this isn't gonna work, well, fuck it, then I'm with Brookman. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Hold on. Does any of these reactor walls face the outside?
I mean, it's underground.
It's underground.
Wiz?
Is there a control panel type little hub like that I tried to fix up before?
Yeah, right here on top there is a
Okay,
control panel.
cool. I'm a go over there. And who are the other? I know there's two more of us in the group that had hacking computers. Who are the other two? Was it both androids? Okay, cool.
That makes it easy.
Yeah, that makes it way easier. Wiz is just gonna start walk over to each of you and just kind of like pull like a kid, just like grab your guy's elbow real quick and just be like, I need your guys' help. You helped me before with the other panel so we can get the things. Do you know how to work a reactor without blowing us up? I can fix things, but reactors are
This
is big.
As this conversation is happening and the three of you are walking towards the controls, the sabotaging of these controls was much more effective than whatever was done to the command and control center in Greta Base. This, with just a quick look from the three of you, yeah, you're not fixing this. This requires a whole new everything. This has been very thoroughly, not chaotically, thoroughly disassembled.
Even with a toolkit I have from Freeman and
A
nail
toolkit
gun?
A toolkit helps you with the basic tools. The controls of a reactor, it's not stuff you would necessarily just have in your standard repair toolkit. This is specialized. This is something that gets dropped here, like pretty much pre-built, because it requires a lot. And so at this point, with the three of you, the thing you are able to deduce with your combined experience and intellect is that Franco's right. This control system is entirely out of commission. Maybe if you had days, you might be able to do something.
I think I can fix. I can fix this, right? I can fix this. And he's just gonna manically, not really accepting that fact, just tear through wires. This is fine. We can reroute. It's a reactor. There's power. There's all sorts of stuff. See, this button's a fan. This is the water temperature.
Boy,
This
enough.
is
It's gone.
Stop nuking it.
Reese.
Mm.
We don't have a whole lot of options here, do we? We got 4 bugs in the water. Why haven't they come up? Why haven't they come up and taken you both? What are they waiting on?
A few of them tried. And there is a shh as Franco slides the magazine from his gun. Well, you got here in time. I'm down to 6. Shh.
Big ones, little ones.
Are these little ones or big ones? Yeah.
I didn't give them that much time to get to see him. As soon as I saw him, I shot him, and they... At the moment, they seem fairly content staying down there. I don't know.
Are there
So-
any?
Sorry, so are we completely out of the water?
Yes, barely. The top of the turbine here is like 3.5, 4 feet out of the water, and it's still rising. And as you all are up there, I've looked at everything. I've done the math. We have an hour of power, most, at this rate. And Wilson, you were going to say something?
When trying to figure out, like, were they big ones or small ones, I wanted to just look around and see where, like, the ones he's been fighting off, are there any corpses of them nearby?
No.
Okay.
His gun ain't that good.
So it's enough to drive them off, but not enough to actually kill them.
And if they were intelligent, anyone in here for much longer won't be alive anyway. Not with the waters rising the way they are.
I have another question. Why didn't they attack us when we came in?
Maybe they didn't notice
were-
you. Maybe we're fast, maybe we're lucky. Don't fucking question it. You're alive.
11 lucky. It's not a question of luck, and I need to question. We are a tactical shithole. We have 11 here. There's 4 of them, and they didn't attack us when we came in. We were what, six sitting ducks. So that might be an advantage that we need to take into consideration. Maybe they hibernate. Maybe they sleep. I don't know. But we have 2 options: go back the way we came, fight our way up a shaft, because or we go down that path that the hallway that our boy, who obviously is a turncoat.
Fuck that! Weaver still huddled up. No fucking way am I going down there.
Then you want to sit up here and die?
They're back there.
Then we
You
go
are
down the
already
way up.
underwater.
Is there any vents up?
Vents?
Like, anyways, there's nothing up. Like, our options are go out.
There is a small walkway that leads, or a catwalk that attaches to the top of the turbine where you currently are. It would be a catwalk in normal circumstances were the room not flooded and it's so close to where you are, but it would be close to the ceiling. There is a catwalk that leads to a door.
Where's that go?
Remember when Valdez, not Franco. That would be the door at the bottom of the reactor. I have no fucking idea how to get us up from there. If we go
That
back
door
up the
right
stairs,
Yeah.
the stairs go all the way up. We
Yeah.
could also try climbing back up, going out the spillway, getting back up there, getting who we can, calling, doing... I don't know. And you watch as she, like, the intensity that she had with coming down here to save Siege Squad and to protect this reactor, now that that option is taken from her. You watch as she is just... Holloway, you have enough experience with Marines, with responsibility and command. In that moment, you get the impression for the first time that Valdez has been quickly and unintentionally elevated above her initial station. She did not come down here in command. She simply is now. And you watch as she had been holding it together because she had an idea as to what she could do. Now, you watch despair creep across her. We have to get out of here.
I straighten up, and in Holloway's best attempt at Marine, like at being the best soldier, it's like, eyes up, Marine. The fight isn't over, and we got to get ourselves out of here. That is your mission. Are you awake, girl? Are you awake? Are you here? Where are you? What are you doing right now?
I'm here, but I don't want to fucking die. What do we do?
Fine. Then we survive. You pick an exit. Are we going up? Or are we going down? Where are we going?
I don't want to.
Then we going up. Where's that door lead? Where's that catwalk? Where does that door lead? You explained it to me. I didn't understand because I got an old ass brain and I've lost a lot of blood.
That was the most in-character justification of forgetting the answer I've ever heard.
No, you gave me the answer. I just didn't understand.
No, I love it. I love it. It's totally fair. Totally fair. So I'm just going to lay this all out nice, plain, and clean. The catwalk that attaches to the turbine that you're currently standing on. It's short and it leads to a door. According to what Valdez says, that's the door at the bottom of the chimney. When they were saying we have two entrances, the spillway or the one at the bottom. This would be the one at the bottom, would deposit you right here. The alternative two, as far as you currently are aware, who knows, might be more, is returning the way you came, which presents you either with the stairwell or the spillway and climbing back up the ropes, or it presents you, or the third option is apparently, at least according to Franco, there are tunnels somewhere at the bottom of this chamber. In the water.
I feel like the tunnels are the best option. We're going in that tunnel. Now, what I need from you, Valdez, or any of you others here, is I need an idea how to get our four unfortunate friends either distracted, or we can just risk the idea that they sleep. Anybody got any better ideas on how to minimize the risk and get us into those tunnels?
No, we just not fucking go down there.
You want to die here? Unless you have a better idea, you're going to shut your damn mouth. You understand? What about the rest of you? Eggheads?
Are they in the ones we just found? Are they in has suits?
Yes. Actually, one of them is. Franco is. Weaver is not. Weaver is in the remains of one.
Like well beyond repairable type remains?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Sean talking. Looks like Weaver's bait.
I mean, if you really want to go down the water, we can go down, or we can go a different way.
Well, what I'm saying is we go into the tunnels,
Which is
in
through the water.
Yeah. But also, the only way we can get back up the chimney is also through the waters.
No,
The catwalk. So there's the chimney, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
That
we
we
don't have
rappelled
ropes.
down.
The ropes
The
are
ropes
up
are
there.
still there.
But
Our
they're
ropes
up
are
there.
still. So
Well, the ropes
we
did
get
dangle
to 'em.
all the way
Yeah.
down. So you could conceivably
we
climb
just
it.
cut off halfway.
That is a good point.
went
You could
across
conceivably
water
climb it.
and then
But just a reminder,
downstairs.
as you look down the chimney towards the bottom, you saw a lot more of those eggs.
We're either going
one?
into an infested chimney or an infested water. Either way, we're going into an
Or stairs.
infestation.
There are the stairs also that lead up. Well, you
But
do
we
have to
still
go into
have
the
to
water.
go through
That's
the
fair.
water
Yep.
to get
Yep.
to. So it's either we go down into the unknown, back the way we came, which is still down, and then back to an infestation, or either way,
Right.
We're gonna go play some fuck games.
Here's my logic. Here's my logic, Reese. Hear me out on this. Here's why I think we should do the tunnels. Obviously, the doc we were sent at. What's his name? Remind me of his name again. Somebody.
Adam
Hinton.
or Hinton?
Hinton.
Ah, yeah.
Hinton's a turncoat. Hinton made this happen. Hinton went that way for a reason. I assume probably has a certain level of safety if he went down it while taking somebody else. Obviously, he still has his facilities. That's my logic. We go after him. We know that danger exists back the way we came. We have to go through 4 things that probably are going to kill us to even get to it, to fight other things while climbing a rope. And I don't know if you've ever fought while climbing ropes. It's not exactly ideal.
Not my forte, but
So the only option that I see that at least has somewhat
start
of a
swimming.
possibility of safety is the tunnels.
Start swimming.
That's my luck. And swimming, yeah. Unless we can find a way to distract our 4 little friends while
In the
we
water?
In the water. I have an idea about. And it's going to require a Twinkie over there.
Yeah. 14 stress. Let roll that gambit and see what ends up happening.
But I'm willing to default to anybody else if you have a better idea.
Well, my
Yeah, so-
idea's been fucking terrible. Let's just go with what you got.
Tunnels it is. All right, here's what I'm thinking. We got 4 of them down there. Are they moving? Can you tell me, boss?
Check the scanner.
It takes a minute because it's not motion tracker. It's not a precise thing, and it refreshes every few seconds as opposed to consistently, but you watch it. The first refresh, you have to, basically in order to get a good reading, you have to make sure every one of your crew and the people you know don't move so that you can see if anything changes. The first refresh looks the same. Second, the same. But on the third, a few of those blips aren't exactly where they were.
All right. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to get on that catwalk, because the catwalk's at water level, right?
Slightly above.
Slightly above. I'm going to get on that catwalk. Tweaker, I'm going to have you blow one of these walls if you're willing to spare it. Actually, I might have a grenade. Never mind, I have a grenade. I don't need you, Tweaker. Save that C4.
I'm gonna let you know. This is somewhat common sense to the people. Do not blow a reactor wall underground. This is Sean talking to Corey.
1 plus 1 equals 2, which is bad.
Now, mind you, you as a Marine would also be aware we are in a reactor. From what Ethan's told us, we are in a reactor room.
Yeah.
But
you know what really distracts things from attacking things? Falling debris.
we're also
in reactor.
You have lost. Okay, here. I'm a jump into Wiz here. Yes, it's just noise, explosions. I love them, but we are also in the same room with the rocks and
As this conversation is happening,
about that,
I need 2 things. Actually, I think I only need 1. Reese and Holloway. Could the 2 of you both make me sanity saves really quick?
Why?
Is no an option?
How about
Justify
pass?
yourself, Warden.
Can we
Pass?
get one
I'll take
pass per
pass.
session?
I'll take pass.
I have
Oh,
a-
Oh,
that
no,
kind of
no,
pass
I'm out.
isn't just like never mind. Yeah, just one nah per se- Make a death save. Mm-mm. All right.
No.
Who succeeded and who failed between the two of you?
Yeah, I was bound to fail anyway. My
What
sanity
does
like
this
15.
face tell you?
Okay.
I rolled a 92.
Love it. Oh, yeah, that's an auto failure.
It's like
Yep.
a super fail.
So the three of you are having this discussion with all the rest of you around. So everyone is included in this conversation, even if three are currently the ones talking. But Wiz, because you're the closest, you watch as both Holloway and Reese are voicing their opinions, and then nearly simultaneously, the two of them just kind of, their eyes roll back into their head. They seize really quickly and then drop to the ground. I need, really quick, Reese and Holloway, could the two of you make me just roll 2d10s for me? This is to determine time.
Why would you not? Oh.
7 and 6.
7 and 6, all right. 13,
I rolled 8 and 9.
8 and
Dear
9.
God.
All right. Give me one sec here.
These dice are done for the night. We're not friends anymore.
You guys were being so good to me at the beginning
So,
of the stream.
what was yours, Reese?
I rolled an 8 and a 9.
Okay, cool. That's no problem.
I-
So
I feel
all
like
of
it
you,
is.
all the rest of you, including the Marines, see these two spasm and drop. But that isn't what the two of you experience. The two of you experience something totally different. At first, it feels like you're floating. Because you can't feel anything or see anything around you. Good. You are here now. You are home now. And you start to feel ground beneath you. And realize that it's dark simply because you are in a very cramped tunnel. But your consciousness suddenly spreads beyond the location where you immediately are, and you are aware that this tunnel system that you are in is vast. As you stretch your awareness even further, touching those who move within these tunnels, it's everywhere. It's the whole planet's core. Tunnel system like brilliant an ant-hive made by geniuses. This is home, and we are your family. And you feel that. You feel a connection beyond simply consciousness with these other entities that you connect to. You feel an emotional connection to them. Like the sensation of seeing a long-lost family member who you may never have ever laid eyes on, but you immediately know, that's my family. And you begin to feel this about all of these brilliant creatures in these tunnels with you. Your family. The rest of you, however, see as they simply go unconscious.
So if you blow the wall, where? Oh God! Oh God! Got Reese Holloway, Reese Holloway, and he's just gonna be like tapping on him. Oh, sorry, I tapped on the desk and activated the dogs. And just yeah. I'm just gonna be like tapping on you guys, trying to wake you up. Like, no. It's you, wake up. Does anybody have a cattle prod, a shock prod? It tends to help. Can help,
And
please?
right now, as Wiz is the first to frantically fret over these two seemingly catatonic individuals on top of an active reactor, only an hour from shutting down. Let's take a quick bathroom break so people can do the things they need to do and be 100% focused, not, focusing on don't pee.
Whole other character, man.
So we will be back, y'all. We'll be back in just 5 or 10 minutes. So enjoy these characters while they're here. Love you all.
Oh.
Oh, we are back, y'all. The floodwaters are rising still. Even deep down, you can still occasionally hear, just distantly, thunder as the storm outside continues to rage. And on top of this reactor, essentially, on top of this turbine, we have 11 individuals. Franco, Weaver, Pedro, Novikov, Valdez, and you all. Wilson. Actually, we'll jump back to you in a second, Wilson. In the first minute or two, because when we left, Wiz was frantic over Holloway and Reese's catatonic forms. What are the rest of you doing? Because right now, as that happens, it sends Weaver and Franco kinda over the edge mentally. As Weaver just breaks down crying, and Franco is looking at Valdez. We have to get the fuck out of here. That's gonna be every single one of us. We have to. I know the rest of Siege Squad isn't here, but they're fucking dead and we know it. Let's be realistic. They're dead. So we have to get the fuck out of here. Charles?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening to our friends? What's going on here? Do you seem like you know something?
Is that to Franco or to Wiz? Who were you asking there? I wasn't quite sure.
To Franco.
Franco?
To Franco, who was just having his little panic.
I don't fucking know, man. All I know is that Weaver has... And as he gestures to her, she just sobs even harder. Has those same fucking cuts that they all do. And him! Pointing towards Wiz. Is that gonna be what happens to me? Is that gonna happen to me, Franco? It's not gonna happen to you. No. Now if we get out of here, right, boss? Valdez is just looking more and more uncertain, her confidence absolutely shattered at this moment. Novikov, on the other hand, seems to have a very crystal clear idea of what to do. As He slides out his magazine and checks the shots. Shk! And starts to walk your way, Wiz.
Do I clock him walking over?
Oh, sure.
Is it clear what his intent's about to be? Like even Wiz would realize.
I think so.
Cool. Wiz is just gonna be like, guys, wake up, and he's gonna see. What's his name?
Novikov.
Novikov walk over, and he's gonna be like, guys, and then he's just gonna stop and like uncharacteristically like look up at him and goes, "Hey, no more stutters, just. I will send us all to hell."
Just looks back
Carpenter.
at
Carpenter
Valdez.
just runs over.
Okay.
Just steps in. Hands up. Whoa. We do not need to escalate this. At all. We're already up shit creek without a paddle.
We see Dr. Carpenter and Wiz standing between Novikov, the rest of you, and the comatose forms of Holloway and Reese. Wilson, you've been... the thing that you had been tasked with, essentially, by your own volunteering, was that bioscanner.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been looking at it. Yes, there's movement. Of course there is. Your friends up here have been moving, and it's no surprise to you that the other shapes, the other indications that would be below the water have moved. There's something else on that bioscanner that catches your attention. But we'll get back to that in 1 second. Your family calls to you, Reese and Holloway. Stay with us. No more pain. Join us. Don't fight it. It only prolongs the agony. Join your family. Is there anything you will do or think in that moment, Reese, Holloway?
Reese is just thinking, a family, that sounds oddly nice. Never really had a family. And is warming up to the idea as the voices call in their head.
Sarah. Sarah. Is that you, baby girl? Is that you?
Daddy?
I can't believe you. It's been so many years. How you been? Did you get my birthday kiss? Did you get?
Daddy, where are you? You're so far away.
Where are you, girl? Where are you, baby girl?
I'm here. With our family. Why aren't you here? Where are you?
I'm here. I'm here.
No more pain. No
Where is she?
more loss. Your family
He's gonna start-
is waiting for you.
He's going to start drifting into it. He's going to start, like, from his dream state, walking in direction. I say, yeah. Shall we just tell me where she is? Where is she? Where is she?
Endless tunnels. But it's strange. an underground complex like this, so tight and close, would make almost anyone feel claustrophobic, nervous. But it doesn't. It feels snug like an old sweater. Warm and familiar and right. It feels right, Holloway. And we cut back. We cut back to you, Wilson. Dr. Wilson. And like I said, there's something strange about the readings on the bioscanner. You don't even really at first know what it is because you've been staring at this thing so long. It's one of those things where your subconscious brain recognizes a change before your conscious one even does. But you know that in between two of the refreshes, something on there changed. You look, and you realize the change has come from the direction of where this chaotic exchange is happening. And on top of two of the life forms that you read on your bioscanner, there is a second, smaller form right on top of it. That wasn't there before. And you nail it down as you look around and move the scanner so that you familiarize where everything is, and it is... You can't question it anymore, Wilson. Those two additional life forms are coming from the exact same place as Holloway and Reese.
Who was closest to me right now?
Of those two, or in general?
Well, in general, like, because now...
Who do you
of
want to be closest to you,
Okay.
other than Holloway, Reese, Wiz, or Carpenter?
Carpenter.
So of your friends, of your original crew, that would put Charles as the closest to you.
Okay. All right. I'm going to look at Charles, and I'm even going to pull out the bioscanner, and I'm going to, like... This is not right, Charles. Something's going on here. If you look right here, this is supposed to be, and I point over to where Reese and Holloway are, and I show him on the scanner where it looks like there are two life forms where Reese is, and there's two life forms where Holloway is.
Oh.
And I've checked this thing. There's no malfunctions. It's picking up another life form. In, on, or something with the two of them.
That's that reminds me of something. Doctor Carpenter. There's something you gotta see. Doctor.
What's going on? Wiz, stay there. Novikov, stay there.
Do you
I had
remember?
overtime.
You remember the Marine? The Marine that we tried to save?
Of course.
And you remember what happened to her, right? How she perished?
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Wilson's scanner is bringing back some, what do you call it? Vage du, de John Voon, something like that.
Deja vu. What?
Yes, that's the word.
What?
Yes.
Wilson,
This-
what is he talking about? What's he talking
Okay,
about?
okay. Never mind that. That's here on the scanner, like I just showed him a moment ago. This right here is Reese. You see her right over there. For some reason, it's picking up two life signs when the scanner tags her. And then there's Holloway right there. Look, and it's tagging two life forms when the scanner hits him. There is something in or on them or something.
I remember that Marine. There's something burst from her throat.
What, you've seen this before?
Yeah, those creatures erupted out of 2 survivors that we came across back at Greta Base.
And this sounds like whatever happened to them, it
Is happening
might-
right here.
They could be. I don't know how much longer they got. I haven't. This is my first time even seeing any of this, but something is going on there. It looks like a parasite has grown inside of them and it's taking over, or something.
Doctor, do you think if we eliminate them now, we can stop the birth of the creature?
I don't know, but I don't think it would help. I think we need to just get out of here.
I think Holloway should pass
I think they're
with
beyond
his own
safe.
pulse rifle. I think that's how it should go. If we decide to go that way,
Buddy, we're
I'll-
gonna need every bit of bullets we got. We need to show this to Valdez now.
All right,
Valdez.
so are we calling Valdez over, or we got to go to her? I forgot
Yeah.
where she is in the room.
I mean,
Yeah, me
you're
too.
all just on top of a turbine. There's not a ton of place for people to go. The
Okay.
entire chamber is flooded
Okay.
outside of the top of the turbine and the catwalk.
And the
Yeah.
two of them are down, unconscious from our perspective, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty much sharing this with everybody now, like, so I don't have to repeat it multiple times.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
and I pretty much show everybody, like, now it's like there is something wrong with those two. Something is growing inside of them on the whatever, and I look at Carpenter, and he says, like, you've seen something like this before already?
Yes, and I'm afraid they're beyond saving. We need to save ourselves. We need to go with Holloway's plan.
Would it be worth doing something to prevent that final stage? Like Charlie had said a moment ago, go ahead and kill them now to save them from. Because I mean, I don't know about Android, but I'm sure the soldier there, he would rather somebody go ahead and kill him than turn into one of those things, wouldn't he? That's
And
what those guys are usually all about.
he did
sure
promise
what
me his
Holloway
pulse
would want.
rifle.
Well, this might be a good time to go ahead and get that pulse rifle.
I will oblige. Is this the way we're going? I hate to take out a fellow android, but I could only imagine what a
Charles,
cybernetic version of these is like.
I'm afraid they're beyond saving, and I'm not going to support this. But if you guys really want to end their suffering, I cannot stop you.
Yeah, at this point, it may be a matter of we're ending their suffering. I've never seen this before, and it could be pretty
I've seen it,
dangerous.
and I don't know what to do with it. So, but whatever we got to do, we got to do it fast.
This conversation is happening. And we cut back to the tunnels. Reese, who is someone in your past that mattered to you?
There was one other android a long time ago that Reese met that made a lasting impression.
Do you remember their name?
Mel.
These whispers, these voices have gradually started to take on the voice of Mel. And we see both Reese and Holloway pushing farther into these tunnels. And with Holloway hands outstretched for his daughter, Reese following the voice of Mel. both of you, suddenly that comforting, familiar voice, what was a whisper, is right in your ears, and both of you just hear, "Wake up now!" And your eyes snap open.
Never.
Where did she go?
And Holloway, please forgive me, all of you. Holloway, you still have my pulse rifle, don't you, Charlie? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Holloway gets up to his feet. He is up fast, and he pulls his combat knife out of his shoulder, the shoulder harness that he had. Well, I guess now it'd be leg run because he's thinking. He pulls it out and jumps into the water with a splash. It is not trying to die.
Does anyone want to try to stop as you see this happening? You don't have to, but if you wanted to try, we could do contested speed checks. It's up to you all.
Question: Did Novakosh, Blinsky, whatever Russian ass Novikov? Oh, I got it right the first time. Woo! Is he and I still having a stare down for these past 15-20 minutes of me just holding the detonator down?
Oh, no, I mean, because conversations
he-
have been happening, and so he's been standing there. I mean, his finger is not far from the trigger, but he's waiting for instructions at this point.
Okay.
And as the two of their eyes have snapped open, he kind of seems a little unsure of his initial position and hasn't tried to shoot them again. But given that answer, as Holloway leaps to his feet, unsheaths the combat knife, and starts running, does anyone do anything in response in that moment, or do you let him dive?
I'm going to try and stop him. Whoa, Holloway!
I'm gonna check him off of me. It's not gonna be an attack at him, but it's going to be like an avoid.
So the way this is going to work, we're going to do this contested. Well, actually, no, because Carpenter, you were the one taking the initial action, so it'll just be dependent upon you. So this will be a speed check. If you have any relevant skills, you can add them.
All right. Is this a 100?
Yep, D100. Unless it's a sanity save. It's almost always a D100. Or, I'm sorry, panic check.
Hawk 96.
That's an auto failure. So that's great, though, story-wise. Dr. Carpenter, stop! Runs over, and just as you approach, you just get pushed by. Into the water. Valdez and Novikov and many of the Marines in semi-unison say some form or another of what the fuck.
What? Why? Where is he? Are we going through the tunnels now? Are we going?
I mean, he's got one of those in him. I mean, if we go after him, I don't know. I don't know.
Novikov chimes in. Well, looks like I made my job easier. That's one I didn't have to shoot. What about the other, though?
As he says that, I'm going to stand between him and Reese again and just click the detonator back on as primed.
As you do, this time he gets frustrated, and he grabs the front of your shirt and pulls you in. Listen here, you little pisshead. This isn't just about right or wrong anymore. This isn't about what makes us fucking feel good. This is about survival, okay? And if what your doctor friend over there said, that crazy fuck who just jumped in the water, and that android right there, they have one of those things growing inside of them. So what the fuck do you think you're exactly going to accomplish by holding all the rest of our lives hostage to save one of them? At this point, they're walking incubators.
With a 14 stress, yeah, he's just gonna start Have you ever seen what an explosion does to the body up close?
He just looks back at Valdez. Can we say fuck them and get the fuck back up? And Valdez has been watching this whole thing and just gives a little. If you all are wanting to stay here and deal with this, you're doing it on your own. We're getting the fuck out of here now.
I turn around to Reese. Is she up standing? Reese, are you okay? You good?
Yeah, we need to go down there. Follow the plan. Get out through the tunnels.
We cut, as this discussion is happening, to Holloway.
I am underwater, and like I've sunk to like midway between not quite the floor and not quite the surface, and Holloway is lost it. He's screaming, even though it's probably not effective. Reggie, tell me. Like, it's not an angry I want to fight. It's a desperate call, and he is reaching out to the blackness in the water. Where is she? Tell me you have her.
Come to us, and we shall give her to you, and you shall never be apart again. Holloway, as you sink to the bottom of this chamber, it is large, and begin to swim or walk or whatever you do down here in this sunken space, you notice two things. As you head the direction that the tunnels were indicated to you, the first thing you notice is on the wall that you're heading towards, there's a gash in the wall here that I can only describe as organic. It looks like a cut made across flesh. It doesn't look like just a slice in metal. That's the first thing you notice. Second thing you notice is that you are not alone down here. And as you still hear those whispers in your head, one of those things starts to swim your way. But you just hear, "Hush now." And the thing stops. And the group, the small cluster of them that you see, seem to almost part to let you pass.
Go past him. And I'm like looking at each one of them like, do you know where she is? Do you know where she is?
You watch as they swim through the water. And three of them alight on the wall near that gash and use their long arachnid crab-like legs, heavily armored, to reach and start. It looks like they're preparing to open the gash in the wall. You're so close now. As that's happening, we cut back up to the top of the turbine. What about the rest of you?
We need to move. We can't stay here.
I'm sorry, Reese. I don't know if I can trust you. You've got another being inside of you.
Do I look any different to you? I don't understand.
Check out Dr. Wilson's scanner. Some alarming information. I don't know if we should trust Reese's word.
Scanners are computers. Computers can fail.
Oh,
They're
tell
not
me
always
about it.
right. You know this better than anyone.
Tell me about it. It's the
You're
story of my
telling
life.
me a scanner that came out of the water is functioning correctly?
Well, now that's a good point. Maybe we should follow Reese. Maybe she's right.
It's not malfunctioning, Reese.
I'm also infected. That it would show me as well.
Nope.
Well, that's
I'm pretty savvy with computers as well. They don't like being wet. I think she's got a point because it should show me as well. I've got cuts. See, and he's trying to. Oh, we're in a fucking suit. God damn it.
but you didn't fall asleep. You didn't take a 20-minute power nap.
Yeah, it might differ from person to person, but yeah, you've got it too, Wiz, and it's only a matter of time for both of you and Holloway.
You keep saying there's some affliction. I'm an android. We don't get
Yes.
affected the same way humans do.
But you passed out with Holloway. I saw you.
And you got the cuts.
I did. It's been an exhausting, stressful moment, and while everybody else was panicking, we were trying to figure out something to do, so...
Two things. One, I saw Wilson's hand, so I want to hear what you had to say. But before that happens, just really quick, as this whole conversation has been happening, Valdez and Franco and Weaver and Novikov and Pedro have headed onto the catwalk and are leaving. And as they get there, Valdez stops them and just looks towards you all for a second longer to see if you're going to come along. Wilson.
Okay, so when it's mentioned that Wiz is also infected, I actually review the scanner again to see if he's getting a similar reaction, and I'm gonna assume not, but because he's not as far along.
You don't see it there
Nothing.
right now.
No extra.
But you also didn't see it there on Holloway and Reese, 20 minutes prior.
Right. So it just popped up for them just a few minutes ago. Okay. And with that, I'm actually going to start kind of like, I noticed the Marines about to head out, and I actually kind of start edging towards like maybe take a step or so as if I'm thinking about going with them. But I'm like, and then I kind of look to the rest of our bunch. It's like, look, we have to make a choice right here. It's either we get out of here right now, and even if it means dying back at base, we make a final stand and that's the end of it, or we deal with what's going on right here. We got to make a choice. And I know it's all ugly. We got to make a choice.
And Valdez, when you started to head that way, just gives you a little, come on.
I'm not opposed to following the Marines. I trust them more than people with paper cuts. I'll say that.
Well, you can all follow the ones that said they don't know where that leads and what awaits them that way. Or we can follow The one that's been keeping us alive and make sure he's okay. I'm not abandoning my friend. He's proved himself more than any of them have. And Reese is going to start heading towards the water.
Okay.
Dr. Carpenter, I think you should come with me and Wilson. I don't know where. And Wiz, I mean, I don't know.
I'm gonna follow you guys, Charles. I know we all came together, but this is too far out of control. It's out of my control, and I think we need to go with the Marines.
Wilson, are we doing it?
I think we need to go.
Wiz, you coming with us? Last chance.
I'm gonna do a dice because Holloway and Reese were help. Oh, fuck you, Ethan.
Whoa! This is like the most innocent I've been.
Everybody else doing this, and he still blames you.
Shit.
It's this.
Not his character saying "F you, Ethan."
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. No, it's just him in reality saying it. That's cool.
All right.
It's Holloway and Reese though. They're I'm gonna follow Holloway and Reese. They've gotten us. She's helped me a lot, so I'm gonna help them go out that way, and I'll meet you guys. It's fine though. It's fine. Here. And he's gonna hand you. Actually, he's not. He's just gonna fucking go. He's gonna take his stuff and he's just gonna follow Reese. He's like, it's Reese and Holloway though. They've made nothing but right choices, and I need to. I'm going. So we'll see you guys we'll see you at the top. Okay.
Wiz, wait. And I walk up to him. I've got the pulse rifle and the rocket launcher on my shoulder, and I'm like, I do want to see you again. So here, and I give him my penknife, and I'm like, protect yourself.
He's
A fucking penknife.
he's gonna take the penknife, and be like, thanks, man.
I've got you.
I'll.
Do you have any
do you want
ammunition I could use?
He has He gave all his ammo for the C4 and everything that's strapped to his chest.
I've
got nails. I've got nails here, and he grabs a handful of nails like he did the last time, and just hands them to you again. There you go. That's like that's like 20 nails. But I got a pen knife. I can use this, and he's gonna put it in the toolkit that Freeman gave him, next to everything else.
Good luck to you. I wish nothing but the best for you, Wiz.
We'll see you at the top. It's fine.
I certainly hope so.
Yes, we'll see you there, Wiz.
And he's
Use
gonna
that
point
penknife
to
well.
Novikov and be like, I hope you die for threatening my friends. Okay, bye.
Fucking back at you, buddy.
And he's just gonna follow Reese.
That was the biggest dick move.
That was epic in all ways. The penknife will live in infamy. Oh my god. Okay. So, those of you who stay out of the water watch as Holloway, followed about a minute later by Reese, and then, all things considered, about 30 seconds later by Wiz. And then the three of you start thundering down the catwalk after the Marines, who have been waiting and just give a, okay, finally, style thing, and open the door and head out. And as you shut the door behind you, you do find yourselves at the bottom of that chimney. And you see the ropes. Crack of lightning just providing temporary illumination down here at the bottom, and you wish it hadn't. Because it is littered with those eggs. The good news is, it seems like the noise that you all made climbing down the chimney only disturbed those higher up. And as your flashlights scan the area, all of these eggs, these cocoons, seem closed. And you start heading for the ropes. Holloway and those underwater. Holloway, as you continue to approach that tear in the wall, the Karks who had embedded themselves into the wall here use their... One of them actually has growing from the long limb and claws, it looks like almost embedded bits of metal and tools that were absorbed into the organic form. But they both reach and separate open the organic slash in the wall for you to enter.
Does it look like a tunnel?
Does. And you can tell from the other side, you can tell that the other side is dry, based off of the water you can see pouring into it.
I'm gonna follow the flow into the tunnel.
Push through, and those two Karks who opened the path for you follow you in. The water pours in, it floods in for a few seconds until the organic material reforms and closes off the entryway once again. You find yourself in a tunnel. Man-made. At least here. And as you cast the beam of your flashlight out ahead of you, these two foreign but familiar creatures flanking you and leading in front, the tunnel seems to stretch on endlessly. Reese, you dove in first. And you start to follow the same pathway, and you actually get down there soon enough to see just the back part of Holloway pass through this gash, and then it is resealed. What do you do?
They kind of peek over their shoulder, look to see Wiz following them, and cautiously moves towards the spot where Holloway disappeared into in the wall, and it closed up.
As you approach, you also get the sensation that even beyond Wiz, you are not alone. You see one of these creatures lingering there, by the gap, by the gash. And it just looks at you. Which is disconcerting, because its body is covered in eyes, and most of them look like they belong to species you're familiar with. And they stare at you. Come home. Is he family too?
Reese will look over, turn back, and just give a nod.
As you nod, Wiz, could you make me a sanity saving throw, please?
I am
One of us. One of.
at the D100, correct?
100.
Oh, Jesus.
Gotta roll under your sanity.
20 and a 3.
23, and
my
what's your sanity?
Is a 38.
Holy hell! Nice.
Do I roll with disadvantage for anything?
I don't think you.
He
roll
really
this
wants to
I
fail.
don't-
disadvantage.
No, I just don't want to.
No, you don't roll
Like,
this
if I
with
passed it,
disadvantage.
awesome.
No, you pass.
Okay. No, coward is for the
Yeah.
fear save. Okay, that's for okay, that was for the violence thing. That's fine.
As you
I actually
nod and say that he is. No. He resists us. Intolerable. And the one remaining Kark that had been latched to the wall pushes off of it. And we'll pick up there next time.
No!
I think we might actually have... You know, there's an interesting thing that happened. We were just talking scheduling before this, and one of our party members couldn't make it next week. But the 3 who just went through the tunnel can, as far as I know. So I'll talk to them, and we'll see if we'll do a separated session next time. So we will either be back next week with a truncated group or a reduced group, or we'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll see. Either way, we're definitely going to have to be back because shit is heating up. Thank you all so much for playing this game and telling this story. And seriously, Penknife.
Penknife.
That was oh, I just loved that. So, before I just go into how much I loved everything you all did, I want to say goodbye, let you give your announcements. So I'm just going to go according to my Discord screen here. Gabby, Sean, any announcements? Anything cool y'all been doing, working on? I know there's a cool like knitting or crochet project you've been working on, Gabby.
I am doing a crochet project, and it is super.
Yeah, let's see it. Come on.
I wrapped it up so it didn't thing. I'm making a thing. It's gonna be it's part of my Halloween costume. I decided to make it this year, so I have been crocheting a top. So much excited for this to be finished. Maybe it'll be done in time for the next one, and I can do a late Halloween
Oh, perfect.
dress up.
Sean, anything
Just
from
in
you?
time for me to get slapped.
Well, who knows?
I will be possibly doing a stream on here with Ethan, Gabby, and Corey. Come next Monday. Maybe. But
that's gonna be incredible.
actually, I no. I'm just real happy to be here. And the one time I actually passed a sanity check. Because I've failed.
Sometimes
every sanity
success
check this entire
can
game.
be bad.
Yeah.
Hey, you've heard of
man.
failing forward? Have you heard of succeeding backwards?
I 100% have, yes.
Well, thank you both for being here and telling this story with us. It means the world to me. Corey, any announcements? Or where we can follow you?
You can follow me at Corey J. Phelps on all social media. Please do that because it validates me. Also, I just got to see the trailer for something that's coming up in the future. As far as I got to see it privately. That's going to be super cool. I'm so excited for you guys to hear that. But the thing I can talk about is Lioness Season 2 is now airing, and I am definitely in that on Paramount. So if you have Paramount, or Netflix. You can check me out. I have a small thing in Lioness in some episode. So just watch the seasons and see me.
Hot damn.
Yeah. And then obviously watch MF Ghost because Initial D, baby.
Damn
and
right.
I'm in that too. And Iba is talking a lot this season. So yeah.
Jack, Sammy, any shows coming up? Any podcast things coming up? Oh no, podcast is on a quick break, but any shows coming up?
I've been taking improv classes again. I did them way back in the day, and now I'm back in a level 2. And so Halloween night, if you're in Denver, Chaos Bloom Theater.
On Halloween? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be just a quick 20-minute set, but for a level 2 improv class, these people they're killers. So I think it's going to be a super fun show, and yeah, just super silly. Come support the theater. Other than that, I'm chilling.
Yeah, no, we have another dad show coming up at Chaos Bloom on the 22nd. That will be the new squad. It's the same people, but down one person. But we after that, 1 week after that, another installment of the Littleton Comedy Show. If you're in the area, the last Friday's was awesome. Great audience, great talent. It was a banger of a show. I did a Halloween themed, and I dressed up as Bane, and people were not thrilled about that.
And it was with my Bane mask, so I'm very offended.
It was, yeah.
I feel personally attacked.
Yeah, no, I was like, this movie isn't that old to be a dated reference. Like, come on, who doesn't know Bane? But oh well, he was not meant to be a stand-up comic.
Well,
he was not meant to be a stand-up comic.
Anyone who has watched the Harley Quinn cartoon knows that poor Bane can't catch a break.
And I was very much embodying that. Like, up this show.
I'm gonna blow you all up.
I will bomb this place.
Yeah.
If I start bombing, I start bombing.
Pulled a whiz and just threatened to blow it up. Jolly, lead us out.
Well, personally, I'm not working on anything too terribly of note, but
Healthy.
get curious. You can find me, Jolly Yellow Nerd, on TikTok. That's where I hang out mostly, and I'm just having fun here. And what in the world have we gotten into?
I don't know, man. This was not what I expected, and I'm so excited.
Oh, one last thing, I will say that for the record, Freeman probably would have gone with Halloween Reach.
Oh,
But
Had to.
Freeman's
well, Freeman's
dead.
And
A lot of good.
I'm Ethan. You can follow me on Thousand Faces Cosplay most places, or Thousand Faces / The Buff DM on TikTok. We have Go Buff Yourself to listen to episodes that I am almost finished with, like 2 more. The Wild Beyond is on episode 15. We got episode 13 of City of the Crimson Tower, and these are catching up on there too. So lots of actual play to listen to on there if you need stuff to do while you're doing laundry or dishes or driving or whatever, or acting like you're paying attention on a work, Teams call. But love you all. Thank you so much for being here in the stream. Everyone who was here, who followed, who subbed, I appreciate you. But thank you all for telling this story with me. Like I said, it means the world to me. It's my favorite thing, and you will never cease to surprise me. So those of you in the chat, don't go anywhere. We're going to do a quick raid, but we will be back. Check the announcements on Thousand Faces on Instagram and Twitch and all that to see for sure about next week, but guaranteed 2 weeks. Probably, maybe next week too, we'll see. But until we see you next time, take care of yourselves, friends. Be good to yourselves. You deserve it. And go buff yourself. Bye, everybody.